What was it like your first time getting injured? Actually, I don't even know if that was your first actual time getting injured.
It's the first time you ever got surgery.
Really?
No. I had surgery in college.
I thought you said it was the first time getting surgery in the NFL.
In the NFL, yeah. It was tough. I was hurt. It was definitely different for me because it was my first time actually getting surgery during the season and missing the whole season. That's never happened before.
Yeah.
So that was different, and I was just like had to take a grasp of that and come to the realization of what happened. And it was tough because watching games and just being at the house and watching y'all play, then that was the toughest part because I wanted to be a part of that, and that never happened before. Like I said, with me being out for the whole season and trying to work my way back and doing everything I can to get back, it kind of made me sit back and look at things different and like see everything in a different light as far as what's going on and everything around me, and people change too. So it was different. Yeah.
Do you feel like it was more mentally trying than you thought it would be? Than maybe you anticipated? I don't want to say thought, like anticipated, because I guess I'm trying to, like, being in your shoes, like you're part of this team. You got all the boys. You got AJ Brown. You get Julio. You're like, hey, this is gonna be the team where we do it. You ran
2000 the year before.
You ran for 2000 the year before. Yeah. Now we get an extra game. I'm about to break all this stuff. Like, obviously you have personal ambitions and then obviously team ambitions as well. And then it comes to a stop, and then you're going through all that. And you're sitting there saying, I sat back and kind of reevaluate and assess things a little bit differently. Do you feel like those trying times were, harder mentally than you anticipated them being?
Yeah, definitely. It was mentally. It was tough mentally for real, because like you said, everything was going and then it just stopped. Everything just stopped, and all you gotta sit there, especially with breaking a bone, time. So having surgery and then going through that part, and then I think once I was able to rehab, then stuff started speeding up a little bit. But mentally, yeah, it was definitely tough because I'm just like, man. I mean, that's all I know. I put so much work and so much time into football, and when it's the season time, that's all I'm worried about. That's all I'm thinking about. I mean, I love this game, and for everything to stop, I'm just like, man. But at the end of the day, I just had to put faith in the man above and trust what was going on, and trust his journey for me, and then work hard to get back. And I was able to get back, which it wasn't good enough, but I was just happy to be able to get back and then work in the off season and then finish the season, this year with the injury, because a lot of guys get the injury and it's tough to come back from. But a lot of guys came back from it. I reached out to Julio, which he had two surgeries on it, and it kind of gave me some encouragement about it. So it was tough. It was different, but everybody has a different testament.
That's a sad thing. I mean, I remember the Colts game and you going up to you after that series and being like, "You good?" You're like, "I think I fucked my foot up. My foot hurts." That's basically all you said.
I played 3 quarters with a broken foot.
3 quarters with a broken foot.
I knew something was. I didn't know. I figured it was broke, but I was like, you just don't want to believe it. I'm like, man, my foot.
Get the adrenaline going.
It was killing me though. The whole game. I'm like, man, this thing hurting.
Walking on it too.
Walking on it. It was killing me. I knew, like, after the game, I'm like, oh man. And then when we got X-rays.
Bro, that was.
I looked at the X-ray. His eyes got big. I said, what's going on, bro? And he sat there. I was like,
who was it? Was it Dr. Bird or Dr. Williams? Or was it one of their doctors?
What's the doctor? You have to cut
We'll cut this part. We'll cut this part. Dr. Bird is the one that.
No. What's the doctor?
Petty.
Petty, Dr. Petty. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to say Pacheco.
I'll ask the question again. What was the doctor that guy had when his eyes got big?
Dr. Petty. It was Dr. Petty.
And he was like,
it just like, yeah, you broke your 5th metatarsal, which was known as a Jones fracture. And I was like, okay, when can I get back? He was like, I don't know about that. It might be a while. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because you came back in the locker room. Me and Ben waited for you.
Yeah.
Like, the whole locker room was cleared out, and me and Ben were like, we're going to wait for Derrick. And he walked back in looking sad as hell. And I was like, hey, what's up? You're like, oh. He just whispered, I'm done. And then just grabbed his towel and went and showered. That was tough, dude.
It was tough.
Because we, especially Ben and I, like, there's not a whole lot of accolades we can hang our hat on to be like, this is us. And when you were having the year, that was like the fucking year. You're at like 937 yards. And we're like, dude, we're really
Way
gonna.
ahead, I know.
We're really
later in the year.
At the end of the year, he was still top 5 in rushing, or just was 6.
Jonathan Taylor.
I was like 9. I was like 9.
They're talking about Jonathan Taylor
You're at 9?
being an MVP.
Yeah, I'm like 9. Yeah.
I know,
later
which
in the
is
year,
crazy
they're talking
because
about
everyone was
Jonathan
like,
Taylor being
everyone
an
was
MVP.
counting Derrick out, and we're like, yo, this guy's balling right now,
I know.
going crazy. And we're all like, this is gonna be like, it's your success. But we were looking at it as like, damn, this is our year.
Yeah.
This is the year that we're gonna get Derrick the record.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Bro.
I'm sure.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure that was difficult.
Could have been.
And too, with the bone, it's like it goes at its own pace.
Yeah, I know.
You can't sit there and rehab it. You could do a little bone
Yeah.
stem machine.
They got hit on its own.
24/7.
You
Like,
gotta
I'm
have
gonna
patience.
I'm gonna do everything I fucking can to get back.
And I'm not known to have patience, but I had to have patience with that.
You didn't have a choice but to have patience.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you think, was there a possibility you heard it more? Or was it just like, hey, that's a clear fracture, it is what it is?
I think I heard it more when I played.
I mean, I would assume.
Yes.
I would
definitely
assume
probably
you heard it more about playing.
Yes.
Which is crazy because if you look back, you go, oh, I got to get out of the game right away. Like if that happens, like if you have the knowledge you do now, and you're like, oh, I got to get out right now. And you just let it ride. Because we won.
Yeah, no, I don't
We
know.
still had like 68 yards rushing.
Yeah, I know. But it was tough sledding, but I don't know. I think I still would have played.
Did you break one in that game?
No.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know.
That
Because
would have been a tough look. You get hawked
I would
down.
have been hopping on one leg trying to get to the end zone. I wouldn't have made it, no, at all. It was hurting.
Yeah.
For sure.
You can tell too. Then this last game, this year when you played at the Colts and you were balling again, like you were going off. Like I've never seen. Usually when you score, like we joke all the time, like it's just big eyes and kind of like, all right, back to the sideline. You know what I'm saying? But like when you were watching the game, I think we were texting in the group being like, Derrick is legit. I've never seen passion like that from you, getting in the end zone.
Everybody said that. They was like,
Yeah,
man,
it really was. There was a
what got
noticeable
into you?
difference in you. What's that?
And everybody was asking, they was like, what got into you? You throwing your helmet off, doing all this type of stuff. I was like, man, I was just in the moment. I don't know. I was just in the moment.
There's got to be some sort of like emotional when you get hurt somewhere because the Indianapolis stadium is so unique because that's where every single person's NFL journey starts. That is invited to the combine.
That's true.
You get to go to the combine. You run there. You look around. You're like, this is a legit NFL stadium.
Snickering back there.
Yeah, I had to rephrase the question halfway through.
You looked over. I mean, I know. I said, yep.
But like everyone starts the combine. So for whatever reason, like everyone has it in their head when they walk out there, like this is where it all started for me. And that's where one of your seasons was ended. So there's got to be a place you went to before that game because we know how you keep receipts. We are very aware how you've said in the past, like I don't keep receipts, but I remember. That's how you phrased it in the last podcast. Yes.
Yeah. I definitely wanted to be a different ending, than when I got hurt, which still I was hurt, but I didn't have a great game. So I'm just like, man, I got to go out there and put out a different result this game, and that was just my main focus. And we ended up winning, and I think I played all right. I didn't play as well as I wanted to play, but I played all right.
I appreciate you talking about the injury stuff because I just feel like a lot of every probably running back in the world probably looks up to you. And people
At
get
one
hurt.
point, yeah.
People get hurt are like times where it doesn't make any sense at all. And it's like, you speaking on it is almost like shedding light, like, hey, these are like, man, Derrick went through something like this.
Yeah, no, it was real.
It's like maybe I'm impatient. He's talking about, oh, I had to be patient. He had to do it too. And you kind of like lean in like, oh, I want to be like Derrick.
Yeah, for sure. It was tough. I mean, it was never easy. But you always appreciate the adversity. Adversity builds character. It definitely, made me better and, made me tougher going through something like that. Especially going to the middle of the season when everything was going where I wanted it to and everything just stopped. But that's how life is. It stops and you have bumps in the road. Just got to get over them and try to come out on top at the end of the day. So